We are here today at the Evangel Sports Complex to talk to the team and the coaches about winning the 2018 NHSA National Football Championship. What an honor. This is Coach Tim Smith. Tim, tell us how it felt that day to win that national championship.
Oh, it was exciting. Besides being 28 degrees, it was cold, but it was so exciting just to get there. The atmosphere, the kids were excited. We chartered bused up there that morning, got there early, hung out, and they just had a ball. So it was great. The whole year has been a good experience.
What about you? How did it feel?
Oh, I've never been a part of a football championship, and never went to one. So I myself was just as happy and excited as the kids were. I felt like I was playing with them, through them. So.
Yeah, and you actually, Clayton, Coach Smith coached you growing up, right, in high school?
4 years. 4 years working, and I coached 2 years with you at Cornerstone helping you out. So it's been a long journey. We talked about this moment for a long, long time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'm excited y'all got to experience it together. I know that was a cool moment for y'all. So tell us things that have stood out to you this year.
Well, I guess the biggest thing that we always start with is the injuries. I've been doing this a long time, and I don't know that I can ever remember a year when we had so many injuries. And it was like every week we would just have to change the game plan. Somebody else would step up, a younger kid would step up, an older kid, whoever. They just kept stepping up. We played one game this year with 11 kids out. And we didn't win that Friday night, but I knew that Friday night that we were going to be okay because they battled all the way to the end.
Well, just like those guys were saying, one person was out, they were stepping up.
That's what they did.
Yeah. Well, how did that feel, Clayton, for you to watch those guys step up like that?
You don't see that a lot of times. I've been some places where, it's hard to find a backup that's going to play as well as your starter. And we had some of those kids, ninth graders, that came in for when Hunter, our middle linebacker, needed a break. And would just come out there and hit somebody. I mean, it's hard to find that in a ninth grader. And this team went deeper than we thought it would, and turned out, to be, winning championship teams. So, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, that's right. That's awesome. And tell us some highlights of this year that stood out to you.
Well, I'll tell you one of the highlights, and it was a loss, to be honest, was when we went to Bessemer Academy. My friend Josh Wright, he asked me if we would play. They're a 3A powerhouse in the AISA, and I said, yeah, we'll play. And we did, and our kids battled as hard as they could. We were outmanned. But I just remember that night, at the end of that night, not just because it was over with and we survived, but I knew we were going to be okay. And that was one of the higher points. That one, and when we played Ezekiel for the state championship, and we were down 14-0 in the first quarter. And in the national championship game, we were down 12-0 in the first half. These kids just kept battling over and over. Tell
us how the NHSA and then the state tournament and then the national tournament, kind of how that happens, how the teams are picked, that kind of thing.
Well, the ACSC is our conference. That's the conference that we play in. This year they took the top 2 teams and just played for a state championship, which was us and Ezekiel. And then we were actually invited to play in NHSA. They called me 3 weeks ago after we won our state championship, and they said, Coach, you're ranked number 2 in the country, and there's 2 teams in Tennessee. One's ranked 1, one's ranked 3, and they play for their state championship. Would you be interested in playing us? And we said, absolutely. Now, we were supposed to play in Panama City, and the hurricane kind of changed that, and so we went to Dayton, Tennessee instead to play.
Wow. Well, I just want to end with this. I know it's not just about football for you guys, for the coaches, and I know you got a great coaching team here. What do you hope these guys take away from this experience?
Yeah, we've talked about it. All the adversity that we've been through during this football season, we've talked about this is life in general. You're going to be at the highest of highs, and the next day you may be at the lowest of lows. But when we're in the deepest part of that valley, that's when I seem like we always talked about, that's when God's even closer to us. He don't just walk behind us or beside us. Sometimes he carries us. And I know this year through some of these football games when, we played one game with 11 kids out, and that's tough. And we just kept going. We just kept playing. And I hope that they learn from this, that when life gets tough, you can't stop, you can't quit, you can't slow down. You got to depend on your faith in your family and keep moving forward.
That's right. Well, that's a great way to end it. That's some great advice for all of us. Thank you guys for being with us, and good luck for all your future games. Y'all are going great places.
Thank you very much.
What do you think it took to get you to the national championship?
Well, I mean, it took a lot of hard work and dedication, really. Waking up early, leaving late. I mean, a lot of sweat and blood. And I mean, a lot of times Coach yelling at us, and then more so him congratulating us. I mean, it just took effort.
Tell us about your coaches this year. What do they mean to you guys?
They're like family, for real. They really just made us feel like, you know, we're all family here. We all work together to have success, and it really just, we all came together as one big team, really. Like, there's no I in this whole team. We all worked together, and we all did everything that we could to be the national champions. So I think we deserved it.
What about being the MVP, Noah? Way to go. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
How's that feel?
It feels pretty good considering I broke my leg first game. I had no clue I was going to be able to play this whole season, but I was lucky to come back and play with this team. So.
Awesome. Okay, I want to know some things that stood out to you guys during the season. Maybe it was a play somebody made or a certain game.
Definitely the adversity we were able to overcome. I mean, I can't even count how many players were out all season. I know we had Noah and Hunter got hurt first game of the season. Week after that, even more dropped out. Week after that, even more got hurt. But the way we were able to just keep fighting, someone else just kept stepping up, take the spot, and we were able to just keep fighting, and it took us all the way.
I guess you could say both the state and national championship, considering we were down at the beginning of both of those games, and that walking along the sidelines and being on the field with this team, everybody kept their heads up. Everybody was telling everybody we're still in this. It's not over. And we fought hard in both those games to come back and pull out the win.
Tell me if were there any like life lessons you took away from this whole experience this season that kind of stick with you forever?
Don't give up, because a lot of games this season we were down like before half, and then we came back after halftime strong, and we pulled it. We pulled the win out. So not giving up is a big one.
Just be ready, because like we said, not only did we have all these injuries, but we had a lot of people who had to step up and play positions that they may have not normally played. And I mean, we had a lot of people step up this year, do the best they could at positions that they may not have even thought they would be playing.
One thing about this team, that if coach said, hey, I need somebody, there's people running and going, just trying to get there as fast as they can, no matter what position it was.
Anything you want to say to to your coaches about this season?
I didn't get to play a lot, but I'm definitely glad that I moved here. I felt like, you know, I was more welcomed here and more of a family than anywhere I've ever been, and I'm just glad that I got to meet a lot of great guys and play half of the game with them, so I'm just thankful for that.
I've been here for like 5 or 6 years playing football, and I'd say more than my parents, football and my coaches have taught me more life lessons than anybody, and just really thankful for them and what they've contributed and given their time and effort.
I've been here for 2 years. I came up here last year, and it was a completely different experience than I was used to. The coaches were nice, treated me like their own son. I mean, I'd show up, 11 o'clock, go in the coach's office, we'd just hang out, then go practice. I mean, it's a family.
Y'all agree with that?
Oh, yeah, great atmosphere.